Hello, I am your Kingdom, Spiritual Transformational and Spiritual Warfare Life Coach and Mentor Latricia Booker. And I'm stopping by to tell you that your enemies are paying for the lies that they told on you. Your enemies are paying for the lies that they told on you. And I'm going to lead this message with Acts chapter 5, verses 1 through 11. And I was trying to see how to cut it down some because it's pretty lengthy. This is what the Holy Spirit was speaking to me about. These verses in particular, this story, this passage. But I'm being led to read it all, so bear with me. And it says, now a man named Ananias, together with his wife Sapphira, also sold a piece of property. I just butchered her name, Sapphira. With his wife's full knowledge, he kept back part of the money for himself, but brought the rest and put it at the apostles' feet. Then Peter said, Ananias, how is it that Satan has filled your heart that you have lied to the Holy Spirit and have kept for yourself some of the money you received for the land? Didn't it belong to you before it was sold? Didn't it belong to you before it was sold? I just read that twice. And after it was sold, wasn't the money at your disposal? What made you think of doing such a thing? You have not lied just to human beings, but to God. When Ananias heard this, he fell down and died. And great fear seized all who heard what had happened. Then some young men came forward, wrapped up his body, and carried him out and buried him. About 3 hours later, his wife came in, not knowing what had happened. Peter asked her, tell me, is this the price you and Ananias got for the land? Yes, she said, that is the price. Peter said to her, how could you conspire to test the Spirit of the Lord? Listen, the feet of the men who buried your husband are at the door, and they will carry you out also. At that moment, she fell down at his feet and died. Then the young men came in and, finding her dead, carried her out and buried her beside her husband. Great fear seized the whole church and all who heard about these events. And that is the word of the Lord. And so, Kingdom people, God was speaking to me about this again, because not long ago, I did a message around this same passage. I think it was, they thought they were lying to you. And it was like they were lying to the Holy Spirit, because you have the Holy Spirit. Lying to you is like lying to God, because the presence of God is in you. The Holy Spirit is in you. And so God was speaking to me about how they are paying for the lies they told you. They told on you. And that they told you is what I'm hearing. But that was the last message. Now we're talking about the lies they told on you, about you. And Kingdom people, when people lie on you even, there's consequences to that. Because just as they lying to you, it's lying to you is synonymous to lying on you, simply because you are God's child. You have the Holy Spirit. So when you go to somebody else, not you, but when people go to other people and tell lies even on you, they're lying about a child of God, someone who carries the presence of God. They're lying about God, basically. And you carry the Holy Spirit, which causes you to be a divine being. Which, Kingdom people, you are so sacred to God that anything done towards you that's inappropriate, that's a violation, which lying on you or to you is, which, mishandling you in any kind of a way, trying to harm you in any kind of way, that's a problem to God. And so there are consequences to that. And sometimes it can end in death. Although many times it's not a physical death. It's a spiritual death. And when you have a spiritual death in the natural, God is not with you. The Holy Spirit is not with you. And in some of these instances, the Holy Spirit was never with some of these people, although they had at one point a basic amount of God. Because it makes me, God gave us all. He created us in his image, in his likeness, and in his image. Okay, the fall, I said a fail. The fail happened. The fall happened. And we needed Jesus to be back redeemed. So we all had a sense of God, an element of God in us. We all have a sense of right and wrong. But when the fall happened, if you're not redeemed back to God through Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit is not there. And so, although many of us before quite a few of us, possibly, let me say it that way, before receiving the Holy Spirit, God was still with you. He was still there. He was still with you. He had his hand on you. And so once you receive Jesus Christ, that's a whole nother thing. You elevate it to another level, spiritually speaking. Now there's a greater life in you. The life of Christ lives in you now. And so these people, because they choose the side of evil continuously, let me say it that way, that strips them of any presence of God. And so when they lie, I want to say, I'm hearing to you or about you, but let's just stick with about you now, because that's what we're speaking of now. But I'm hearing to you or about you. When they do that, it strips them of any life, spiritual life that they possibly had, or that could have been redeemed. In other words, they could have been revived to sure, real life. I said sure. Wow. Real life through Jesus Christ. But what happens is when these people go out and lie on you like that, it causes a spiritual death. While God tells us, Jesus instructed us to pray for our enemies, it's one thing to acknowledge and own your error. But what happens is these kind of people, they don't do that. And so with Ananias, he lied. He straight up lied. And Peter even said, he even said, how is it that Satan has filled your heart that you have lied to the Holy Spirit and kept for yourself some of the money you received for the land? And this is the key point here. How is it that Satan has filled your heart that you have lied to the Holy Spirit? How is it that Satan has filled their heart so that they have lied about you, the one who carries the Holy Spirit? And then he says that, didn't it belong to you before it was sold? And after it was sold, wasn't it the money at your disposal? What made you think of doing such a thing? And so here's the thing. He could have just kept some and gave some and said, well, I'm keeping this amount for myself. He didn't even have to do that. They didn't have to go land on you. They could have just minded their own business and kept your name out of their mouth. You have not lied just to human beings, but to God. And here's the interesting part. I know this says one thing, but the way God is giving it to me is like, when you're going over the land and them people, yeah, when they lie to you, it's the land of God. But when you lie on one of God's, it says you have not lied just to human beings, but you lied to God. Think about this. Human beings, when they're lying to human beings, they lying to God about you. Because again, they could have kept your name out of their mouth. They don't have to say nothing about you. How that saying go? If you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. And I've been reminded a lot about how the Jews, the Pharisees, the religious leaders, the Pharisees, how they was tripping on Jesus. And even how they were doing Apostle Paul, and, his companions, his traveling and ministering companions. And I've read several times throughout the scriptures and even Peter, let's not forget Peter, how these individuals would literally become so jealous that they will say, let's make up some lies about Jesus, about Peter, who had the Holy Spirit, about Apostle Paul, who had the Holy Spirit. What are you doing? They went to lie on them, about them, to other human beings. What made them think of doing such a thing? Jealousy, wanting to, I'm hearing superiority complex, which is really an inferiority complex turned upside down. What will make them do such a thing? Now, here's the thing. They told these lies. Just like with Jesus, with Peter and Apostle Paul, those lies didn't stick. They didn't stick. They don't match you. And remember, God looking and listening to them tell these lies. Because remember, it's the same thing as lying even to God or on God. I'm hoping this is making sense. Now, jumping down a little bit, in verse 7 it says, about 3 hours later his wife came in, not knowing what had happened. She didn't know her husband has just dropped dead for lying. Peter asked her, tell me, is this the price you and Ananias got for the land? Yes, she said, that is the price. Peter said to her, how could you conspire to test the Spirit of the Lord? Listen to this. Listen, the feet of the men who buried your husband are at the door, and they will carry you out also. And then she dropped dead. Okay. You can imagine that when Ananias and his wife, Sapphira, realized that they were caught in a lie, that they had to be embarrassed. So it is with your enemies. They are embarrassed. And that is one of the ways that they are paying for the lies that they told on you, about you. They're embarrassed because them lies don't add up. They done ran around and even embarrassed just within themselves because they got to watch you move in the opposite of them lies they told about you. Now, a lot of what's going on, kingdom people, is these people told a lot of lies about you. Because you know how witchcraft works in that way, where people lie on you about you to make what they're saying be true about you. They want it to stick. What's happening is it's not sticking to you, it's sticking to them. So they're looking like what they said about you. That's how they're paying for it. The people they lied to you about are watching them be what they said about you. That's embarrassing. Furthermore, some of these people, those that are aware of you, are watching you, and see you not nothing like what them lies was about you. These people are embarrassed. They are paying for the consequences. They are paying for the lie. They are consequences. They are paying the consequences for the lies that they told on you and about you. And because, well, some of these people even said you said this and did that. And they were saying that you did the things that they were actually doing towards you. Some of these people were telling people that you were performing witchcraft on them and that you were in the occult doing dark practices. And it was them. And let me just say this part. If you doing that on them, it's working. And I'm not saying you are, but this is why they embarrassed too, why they paying for it. If you're doing this stuff on them, it works. But you walking around here looking real good. You looking real good. And these people that they done lied on you about that are aware of you, they got sense. People, these kind of people, they so smart, they stupid. Because they always running around thinking everybody dumb. And people are a lot smarter than people give people credit for. Than these kind of people give people credit for. They're the ones that's dumb. Doing dumb things like this. The thing is, kingdom people, that they're paying for the lies they told about you. That is a spiritual violation, lying about you. These people do commit a lot of spiritual violations. All that, I don't even want to go down the list, but they commit a lot of spiritual violations. And in this case, them lies, listen, I'm just going to say, they catching HELL for them lies that they told on you. They catching it. And kingdom people, of course, they're catching HELL for all the things that they've done towards you, including the lies. And some of the ways that you will see this playing out and unfolding is if you're aware of these people, if you're around them, or just have any insight on them, or it can even be by ear. You just happen to be told something concerning them, and sometimes God will just give you the insight. They're losing their minds. They're mad at you because of the lies they told on you. They're angry with you because it's backfiring on them. They're angry with you because you're not looking like the lies they told you, and they feel like you're making them look bad to the people they lied to you. They lied to about you. That's just too much. And that's why they are paying for the lies that they told on you. That's too much. Go somewhere, sit down, mind your business, get you a book, better than that, the Bible, and read it. and eat it and let it work in you. What made you think of doing such a thing? Kingdom people, they are paying for the lies that they told on you. Make no mistake about it. Anyway, kingdom people, I keep hearing this, and they mad at you about it. And now, that is all I have to say about that. Whew, Jesus, 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 help them, God. If you like this video and or if it resonates with you, please just go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Then click on that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. Thank you. Make sure you go ahead and ring my bell. Ring my bell. Ring my bell so that you can receive a notification every time I upload a new video. If there's any information you need to know about me, you can find out there right down below in the description box along with other helpful resources. Kingdom people, thank you all so very much for being here. Thank you for all your likes, subscribe, shares, for all your comments and feedback, for all your financial contributions to my channel, and for all the seeds that you sow into me and my ministry. And a special thank you to those of you who do sow into me and my ministry. I pray that your seed returns to you a millionfold. Thank you all, kingdom people. Thank you. Now, kingdom people, I love you all so very much. I really don't want to leave you, but I do have to go right now. Yet, I will be back to hold my kingdom people down. Now, kingdom people, above all else, let the Holy Spirit lead you in all things at all times. Kingdom people, we are untouchable, we are unmovable, we are unbreakable, and we are unstoppable. Kingdom people, keep growing, keep going, and go and be great. Now, kingdom people, stay in your kingdom bag, doing kingdom things, making kingdom moves, because we are kingdom, period. Now, that is our time. This Jesus girl is out. Shalom and peace.